Kira, welcome to my channel. This is going to be the first of multiple parts of a Shadowhunters universe reading vlog. This one, I'm starting with the first 3 books in the Mortal Instruments because according to multiple reading order suggestion lists, I saw that one of the best ways for when you're first reading them is to start with the first 3 of the Mortal Instruments and then go to the 3 infernal devices and then finish with the last 3 of the Mortal Instruments. So that's what I'm going with. Going to start with City of Bones. This is going to be a very spoiler vlog just because it's my first time reading it, so I want to discuss all my feelings and thoughts. I do have a bit of a history with the Shadowhunters universe. I read Clockwork Angel back in middle school. Nothing stuck up here. No idea what it was. So yeah, I didn't continue. I didn't buy any more books. And then I watched the Shadowhunters show on Freeform. Like when it first came out, I was on it. I would watch the first season all the way through. I watched almost all of season 2, I think, or maybe all of it. And then I don't think I even started season 3. So far, I'm only going to do 3 separate reading vlogs. One for the first 3 of Mortal Instruments, one for Infernal Devices, and then one for the second half of Mortal Instruments. I'm going to get started on this now, and I'll come back whenever I have any thoughts. I am about 50 pages into City of Bones, loving it so far. So far, it's been just like a refresh for me of the world and the characters and everything, because I did learn the basics from watching the show and I still remember that. Annotated quite a bit already, which is fun. I'm having a lot of fun. I stopped yesterday at part 2. We're starting to get more into the action. Clary just found out that her mother was married to Valentine. I'm excited to see a lot more of the other like side characters starting to come in. Hopefully we get to meet Magnus soon. Oh boy. I'm almost halfway through. I just read one of the longest chapters in existence. Magnus has been mentioned. We haven't actually met him yet in the book, but they're about to go to his party. Clary went to see the Silent Brothers. She has something blocking her memories. They're going to Magnus to figure out why her memories are blocked and how to fix that. I just finished chapter 14 and it's starting to get real interesting. We met Raphael, who I remember not being a fan of in the show, and I'm certainly not a fan of him in the book right now. This chapter, Clary and Jace went to the hotel where the vampires are to try to get back Simon. And then I was thinking, I was like, wait a second, didn't Simon get turned into a vampire in the show? That hasn't happened in the book yet, but seems like that might be the direction it's going at the moment. Like that might happen soon. So I just read chapter 19. Clary figured out that her mom hid the mortal cup in the deck of tarot cards that she painted for their neighbor. Like she painted the cup in the card and like Clary had used a rune on the back so she could like go into the card and grab it out. They bring it to Hodge. They say, hey, we have the cup. And Hodge plays it in a reverse card and says, oh really? Now I have it. Another kicker. Hodge is working with whatever, Valentine. And Valentine shows up in this chapter at the end and he takes Jace with him through the portal. Hodge took the cup from Clary and gave it to Valentine, and Valentine took the cup and Jace through the portal. It's the next day, and so much has happened. Clary and Luke went to go find them. They found Jocelyn, Claire's mom, and then they found Jace and Valentine. Valentine dropped the bomb that Jace and Clary are siblings, and I say siblings because I'm pretty positive that it's later revealed that they aren't. I hope so for their sake that they aren't. Valentine took the Mortal Cup back to Idris and he hit it. Just finished City Bounds. As of right now, I think my favorite characters are Izzy, Alec, Magnus, and Simon. So I'm excited to see them more in the next books, hopefully. Hopefully they have like bigger roles than they did in here, because I feel like we didn't see them for a good chunk there at the end. Clary is starting to grow more comfortable in the situation she's been put in and more comfortable being a shadow hunter. As for how I felt about like the writing and stuff, it was very easy to read, easier than I thought it would be. I really enjoy this. I think I'm gonna end up giving this 4 stars. There wasn't as much action in it as I expected there to be or wanted there to be. I forgot to say that I am going to start the City of Bones movie now. Honestly, after that, I might start rewatching the Shadowhunters show because I could not stop thinking about it.
This is ridiculous. You're going. I'm just going to Java Jones. Jesus.
No, just me.
Come on.
As you saw, I watched the City of Bones movie last night. I think I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 5 rating wise for like my enjoyment, but I'd give it like a 4.5 out of 5 for like adaptation wise, like how well it was adapted into the movie. Like I feel like it was really accurate. Like so many things that happened in the book happened like scene for scene in the movie. Obviously there's some changes, but I feel like overall it was a solid adaptation. Definitely a different vibe than the Shadowhunters show, which I also started last night again. I think I still prefer the show over the movie, but it was weird because since I'd seen the show first, I was picturing those actors while I was reading the book as the characters, because in my head they're like the perfect people to play them. So it was weird seeing other actors in the movie playing those characters. Hi! It's been a while since I read City of Bones. I'll tell you exactly when. I finished reading City of Bones and last updated you on January 21st. It is now March 26th. I have not touched the next book. Now I'm about to start reading it. I just finished chapter 2, and at the beginning of this chapter we met Maya, and I remember her from the show, and she's a werewolf. Jace went to the werewolf bar to talk to Luke. City Bones, we saw more of the vampires, and in City Ashes I feel like we might see more of the werewolves, because it seems like Luke is getting a bigger part in this book than he did in City of Bones. It also seems like Simon is starting to feel the effects of his vampire bite. That's where I'm at right now, enjoying it, but it's a little soon to have too many thoughts on it besides that. I am now on chapter 7 of City of Ashes, about 100 pages in. Let me move you over here. This is not a good spot. This seems a lot more fast-paced than City of Bones was, because City of Bones was a lot of world building, obviously, because it's the first book in the series. So it feels like it just jumps in, we're placed right into the world already. So I like that a lot more, because the first one, it was like a little slow and it felt like nothing really happened for like the first half. But this one, we immediately got stuff happening. So I like that more than the first one. They just went to the Silent City to get Jace. That's about where I'm at right now. Clary, Izzy, and Alec went to go get Jace. I would like everyone to know that Magnus has made his first appearance in this book, and I am very happy about it. I would also like everyone to know that I'm about to read a 40-page chapter, and I am not happy about that. I'm so uncomfortable right now. I know that Jace and Clary aren't actually brother and sister, but they don't know that yet. So they still think they're brother and sister. And the fairy queen made them kiss in order for Clary to be let go. because that was what she most desired or whatever. And now Jace is like, let's just run away, we can be together and no one will have to know. And like, I know that this is fine, that they can be together because they're not actually brother and sister. But they don't know that yet. I think it's been at least 2 days since I talked to you about this. I just finished it last night and I'm giving this 4.5 stars. I definitely liked it a lot better than City of Bones, just because City of Bones was like a lot of world building, and like I've said this a billion times in this video already, but since I watched the Shadowhunters show, I already knew the basics and kind of a lot of what happens in the first book. So it was a little boring at some points, it felt kind of slow, but I still gave that 4 stars because I still did like it and I liked the story in general. But with City of Ashes, you're just thrown back into the world. Like, you already know what's happening. Care to join? And I just liked the storyline plot of this one more than the first one. Simon is officially a vampire now, so I liked seeing that, and also liked how the werewolves and Maya are more in the story now. We saw the fairy court, and then at the end we learned that there's a way for Clary to wake her mom up. So I'm guessing City of Glass is gonna be that. Also got some more Magnus and Alec moments. Magnus is my favorite character at the moment. I already talked about Clary and Jace, so I'm not gonna get back into that. I will meet you back here when I start City of Glass. This is a great angle. I just want to let everyone know that I'm starting City of Glass now. Update time. I'm 4 chapters in, about to start chapter 5, which is page 94. I'm liking it. Sorry, I'm just not in a fantasy mood. I don't know if this is gonna be my favorite one, but I have a feeling it might. Just the direction it's going. Because I feel like it just keeps getting more higher stakes. Because like City of Bones, like, yeah, cool. That was mostly just world building, and then stuff at the end happened. And in City of Ashes, it was like, oh, this is a little more serious now. More stuff is happening. It was less world building. And then this one I feel like is going to be insane. Where I left off was, I think Luke and Clary were just at the house. Was it his sister he said it was? And they're in Idris, all of them basically. They're in Idris to find this man who will be able to help wake up Clary's mom. And somehow Simon ended up there and he wasn't supposed to be there. He's like in the middle of almost being killed, I think, right now. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the book where Jace and Clary find out they're actually siblings and related. I hope, because I'm sick of this thing where they're wanting to be together, but they think they're brother and sister. As you just saw, I made it to part 2. In the last chapter, Clary and Jace were at the Wayland Manor where they're trying to get the Book of the White, and they saw an angel there, and the angel was like showing Clary all these memories of her mother and Valentine and stuff. And as they're on their way back to Alicante, sorry if that's pronounced wrong, but they're on their way back to the city, and it's just burning. My guess is Valentine beat them there before they could get the Book of the White to Magnus. Crazy stuff. What just happened? Hodge was the shadow hunter who was in the cell next to Simon. That is crazy. Only halfway through this book and so much has already happened. And I love every second of it. I think this is gonna be my favorite that I've read so far. For me, it's been a couple of days since I updated you. I have read in the last couple of days, but I don't think I've updated. I just got to part 3. We got some more Magnus and Alec, which I was very happy about. So much is happening, and I'm loving all of it. Except for Max dying. Did not love that. Simon and Izzy? Look, this is my notes from the first part of the book. And then my notes from last night. Part 2 ended with Clary's mom just being awake. Are we gonna get explanation of that? Because I'm confused. I thought there was a certain spell she had to do. Like, did Valentine do that? Did she wake her up? I don't know, but my battery's gonna die, so I'm gonna go and I'm gonna keep reading and I'll update you probably when I finish. Did Sebastian just only cut off Jace's wrist ties so they could fight, or did Sebastian literally just kill Jace? It's literally a paragraph break and it goes back to Clary. We're good, Jace is still alive. For right now. For right now. I just finished. I'm gonna give this 5 stars because this was my favorite of the 3. They progressively got higher rated. City Bones is 4, City of Ashes is 4.5, and City Glass is 5. Clary found out that Jace wasn't her actual brother and that he was an Arendelle, which that family I think is the family focused on in the infernal devices. I also could be wrong, but I remember that from when I read Clockwork Angel. Clary and Jace have angel's blood, not devil's blood like Jace thought he had. And that's how they have their special powers and stuff. Like, Clary can make her own runes, and I don't know exactly what Jace's is, but he can jump high. He can kind of fly, I guess. And we learned that Sebastian / Jonathan is Clary's actual brother, and she kissed him. So that was weird. Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand what Cassandra Clare was thinking with that plotline. For both Clary and Jace and Clary and Sebastian, we got more Alec and Magnus, which I was very happy about. Sebastian is dead. They didn't find a body. And I think we all know that someone's not actually dead unless you find a body. So I'm expecting him to pop back up in the second half of this series. I believe this was originally the last book of the series and it was just going to be a trilogy. And you can definitely tell that by the ending, it wraps up perfectly. Valentine is dead. The city is fine. They're going back to New York. Clary and Jace are together. So I'm going to assume that we take on a whole new plot point for the last 3 books and not continuing the one from the first 3 books because it was wrapped up perfectly at the end of this. I think I said this earlier, but I liked how we changed up the setting and we were in Idris for basically the entire book instead of New York, because we were in New York for the first 2 books. So we got to see new places, new characters, which I really liked, and I think that's why I gave this 5 stars, and because there was just so much happening and I didn't feel bored. I've officially read the first 3 books of the Mortal Instruments series. Cannot believe I actually can say that because I've known about this world for so long and I just have not read it. I love these characters. So I'm excited to continue with everything and see new and different characters in the other books, but I'm happy I didn't wait any longer to start them. That is the end of this reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed seeing my reactions to this if you've read these. I'll see you in the next one.